Okay, so for specific reasons, I can't talk too much right now. So I'll just skip over to the workouts and then train a little voiceover while I'm doing them. So yeah, see you at the pull-up bar in about. Don't mind me, man. Let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, I think I wanted to do pull-ups, but the sun was up. Not even the sun, my shadow. I didn't want to see. There was someone in the parlor, and I didn't want them to see me walking out, because if I decided to do pull-ups there, my shadow would have. The sun would have casted my shadow into the parlor, and the person would have seen me and started asking questions. So I just decided to skip pull-ups then and head over and do something else. Ignore my my slipperless leg. I like walking around barefooted. I decided to skip over and do what I haven't do self here. Rows with the barbell. Was it pronated or okay? I think I used supinated grip this time around. That one is much harder for me than when I'm using a pronated grip. So yeah, I think the first rep was just pushing it, and then I decided to push it and hold it, like you just saw now. Push it and hold it. Since the weight is not too heavy, I'm trying to compensate for the lack of weight by holding it as long as I can. Mind you, holding when you're doing a movement and you decide to hold the weight at a certain position, like the position where it will put more tension on you, it's not easy, by the way, but you do what you have to do to try and compensate for, like I said in this case, the lack of adequate weight to use. So yeah, man, as the session goes on, the more tired I get, so it becomes much more difficult to hold it when it's up. So I just spam as much as I can till I get tired. I got tired, but in terms of pushing it to failure, I didn't really push it all the way to failure. But yeah, that set was okay, man. It was just there. It was alright. Sharp. Set number 1. Getting ready for set number 2. I think I used the pronated grip here. That's the grip I use with pull-ups. If you notice, when you're doing pull-ups, you use the pronated grip. And when you're doing chin-ups, you use the supinated grip. That's the one that your palms are facing you. Pronated, your palms are kind of away from you. And that's the grip I'm using here. So same thing with first set. Okay, did I hold this one? Okay, no, I didn't hold this one. So just hitting this one regularly. Like I said, did I mention it? That when I do rows like this supinated, it feels much harder. So that's why I prefer doing them with the supinated grip than with the pronated grip. This one is kind of feels, I won't really say it feels easy, and it doesn't just feel, I'm not just a fan of it. Yeah, man, I just prefer supinated grip with my rows. But yeah, this set was much better though, even though I don't really prefer this grip. This set was much better because I pushed it more than the first set. So you can say I dropped it, I was about to stop, then I picked it up again. So yeah, man, in terms of pushing my set, this set was a much better set. Had to catch my breath there for a bit after I finished. So yeah, man, that's a good thing, that's a good sign. On to the next set. I think that was pull-ups. What was it? Okay, no, it wasn't pull-ups. What was it? Okay, yeah. It was rows again, but with the short dumbbell. I'm not really a fan of this dumbbell. I'm not even a fan of training my muscles individually. I like hitting them all at once. That's why I like exercises like pull-ups and rows, because you hit your back all at once. I'm not really a fan of hitting the left side first and the right side, or hitting the right side first and the left side. I like carrying all of them at once. In my head, what if one hand does more than the other hand? I don't want one of them to look bigger or smaller than the other. So in my head, let all of them develop at the same pace and be the same size. I don't want any unequal differences in size and strength. I don't want that at all. So I think I started with my right because my right is weaker. Not that it's not my preferred hand is my right, but in terms of I've noticed in terms of raw power, my right is weaker than my left. So I start with my right so that anything I do with my right, I know I can do it as well with my left. If I start with my stronger hand, but my less dominant hand, my left hand, anything I do in my left hand, I might not be able to replicate it with my right hand. So start with the right hand, finish up with the left. I think this screen is. I think I don't even know which hand this is again, but Shasha, I know this set is coming to an end. Let me see if I can remember which hand this is. I'm facing. Okay, this is my right hand. Now I'm switching to my left hand, even though it feels like it's my right hand. I kind of turn the screen sideways or I invert. I don't know the word to use, man, but I know these two sides. I know that it looks like my right, but it's actually my left hand. So yeah, man, that was seven reps. This is just one set, mind you, but that was 7 reps in between. But that was a good set, Sha. That was a good set. I think that was 21 reps for each hand. So yeah, 21 reps for each hand, 7 each, 3 times. Now it's time for pull-ups. Not really my favorite, but my preferred exercise for back. And the sun started going up a bit, so my shadow wasn't going to be too obvious to the person in the parlor. But Shasha, this pull-up set was quite alright, but I don't know, man. I think if I started with pull-ups first, I would have enjoyed it more. By now, my energy was kind of, I won't say depleted, but not as high as it could have been at the start when I started with rows with the long barbell. But oh well, some days are just like that. So I think I did 11 or was it 12 reps? Yeah. I don't think he entered 13 sharp, but I don't think he passed 13. So yeah, man, that was basically that. It was a good set. Then that was when I really started to feel the pump, because this other one didn't really, apart from the last set of the short dumbbell, I didn't really feel the pump on my back till I hit pull-ups. So pull-ups they're kind of like a necessity for me. Good set, man. On to the next. I think I did 3 sets of this, and as it stands, I'm kind of running out of things to say, so I'll just stop this voice over here and leave you to watch the rest of it. Yep, I'm back again. This is the third and final set. What did I even want to say? Yeah, man, that was basically it, man. 2 sets of rows, then 1 set with the short dumbbell, 3 sets of pull-ups, 6 sets in total. The session was alright, man, but I wish I started with pull-ups first, because then I really feel the pump right from the get-go, like right from the first set. But Shasha, that was basically it, man. The set was quite alright. You can kind of see the separations and the, what do I call it, on my back. So yeah, it was a good set, man. Nothing else to say, so I'll just skip over to myself in real time. Shasha, that's the end of the workout for today. So up next, eat, bath, do 1 or 2 on the laptop, and then try and fall asleep again. Slept in the afternoon for
think at least an hour, 30 minutes, if not 2 hours. So falling asleep will be hard again, but get in bed early, wake up early. That's where I sit. Smelling vitamins from somewhere. Shasha, nothing else to say, man. So stay safe, stay busy. See you in the next one.